This entire world, your entire reality is built on manipulating you. Which may sound like a dirty word, but it's the truth. Manipulation is simply put, someone guiding your thoughts, perceptions and actions, without your awareness. So you've been manipulated your entire life and don't know it. And the reason this is so powerful, and scary, is that the world that has been manipulating you knows that you inherently do not want to wake up to the manipulation. Because it would be too painful for you to accept that you have been living a lie your entire life. You'd rather keep living the lie and remain ignorant of it. Ignorance is bliss. At least it appears that way. And the reason for this really is very simple. You're scared. You are terrified. You are clinging to life and scared of death. This is why Jesus calls us to die to this world. Because when we die to this world, we no longer cling to it. We allow it to pass away. And as we die to it, our fears fade and die. Our anxieties fade and die. And we begin to embrace truth because we no longer feel scared about the consequences of it. There's nothing to run from anymore. If we're living a lie, there's nothing more important than waking up from the lie, as soon as possible. So when we die to ourselves, we also begin to live more present in the moment. Because when we cling to this world, we do not realize that we also cling to the future and to the past. Fear and anxiety of the future, or regret or nostalgia from the past owns us. And so while it may seem like we are here now, our mind is completely somewhere else. In the future. Or in the past. But the reality is the future and the past are made up concepts. They aren't actually real. Because whenever we get where we think we're going, we're always here. Now. When you get to the future, you aren't in the future. You're here. And this is why you aren't happy now. Because trying to get to the future, or trying to avoid the future of death, keeps us trapped in a state of needing to be somewhere other than where we are now. And this is anxiety and fear. This is living life from a place of scarcity. And this is why people who set goals and achieve them are constantly struggling with what they feel when they get there. Disappointment, disillusionment, depression and despair. And this is why many of the people in this world who appear the most successful, also carry with them many issues like drug addictions, and sex addictions, and always needing more money and material shit. And also why many of the most successful people even kill themselves, or die in a reckless way. Because, while goals aren't bad, and they are a good practice for a human to learn and grow, they can be toxic when they become the point of your life. When your objective is the success in the future. When you get there you will feel the same as you do now. Just with more money, or more accolades, etc. But you'll realize those things didn't make you feel the way you thought they would. And so this world knows it can most easily manipulate us by feeding us lies about goals, and the future, or the past, and installing a fear of death, that haunts us every day of our life. These things all serve to make us pawns of the world system that's built on fear. And we become slaves to it. Slaves to our desires and addictions. Slaves to hard work. Slaves to the fear of death. Slaves to trying to get back to a past that's already gone. Slaves to just needing to achieve that one last thing, because then I'll feel good enough. Or slaves to getting that one last surgery, because then I'll feel good about myself, or then I'll feel comfortable in my own skin. Or slaves to using food as a coping mechanism, to run from the pain we feel in the present moment. Or slaves to moving from one relationship to the next and never finding what we're looking for. But what if you stopped medicating with coping strategies, or stopped endlessly seeking the next high, or the success of the next mountain, and started to sit and see how you feel? Just fucking stop. To notice the thoughts. The anxieties. The fact that you can't sit still. You can't be present with yourself. You can't sit in the silence. Because there's too much noise in your head when it gets quiet. And so you crave action. And all of this is because most of the shit you do in your life are largely distractions. Distracting you from your pain. Distracting you from yourself. Distracting you from who you really are, and why you're really here. But when we recognize that we keep getting ourselves into more and more trouble, and our actions don't seem to help us very much. We have a chance to die to our old way of life, and be reborn into a new way of being. But here's the thing. This pathway isn't for the faint of heart. Most people can't handle it. It's the reason nearly 99.99999999999999999% of people prefer staying asleep in this world, and trapped in the satanic world order matrix. Including many of the people who claim to follow Jesus. Because dying to yourself and dying to this world, is not only scary. It's also out of your control. Because it means, giving up control. It goes beyond asking Jesus to save you. It begins there. But it goes really fucking deep. So deep, most Christians can't handle it. They prefer staying in the shallow comfort of the world they've always known. It's a full surrender to God. A death to your own understanding of this world. And a recognition that you have no fucking clue what's going on here, let alone what to do. And a recognition that God, the creator of all being, is so far beyond your comprehension, all you can do is trust Him. Because everything you do results in feeling worse. And this is only the beginning of following Jesus to the truth. You're building trust with God now. But you don't know where God might take you next. And it may scare you. I'll just warn you. I climbed mountains of entrepreneurial success. I climbed mountains of notoriety, and achieved a level of celebrity on social media and in the news. And then, God destroyed my life. He brought me to my fucking knees. And I kept trying to fix things. And He kept dragging me deeper. And deeper and deeper, into the bottomless pit of despair. And just when I thought I was at the bottom fell out and I went deeper. And it got darker and darker and darker. For years. Yes. Seriously. If you want to know the pathway to knowing God in a deep experiential, personal way, rather than thinking about the ways God can bless your life with the things that you want, or want to achieve, you might want to read the book of Job. Because God Job the fuck out of me. And it was the most painful thing. And I lost everything. Including nearly everyone in my life. I had no clue how I was going to get by. And the crazy thing is, it's the best thing that ever happened to me. So I don't know what God has for you exactly. But if you're lucky, God may be choosing you for something greater. But before He can share that with you, He may have to destroy you. To break you down. And test you. And purify you. And clarify you. And I'm just here warning you and preparing you. Because the many are called but the chosen are few. If you're ready to walk with God. If you're ready to trust Him, if you're ready to die to your ideas and to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. If you're sick of living for this fake-ass world. Sick of feeling like shit, and running from your problems, and seeking your joy and happiness from all of the fleeting shit in this world. If you're feeling called to devote yourself to truth and to God more than anything else in this world. Prepared to stand alone and walk with God into the unknown. Even as friends and family and maybe even your church laughs at you or mocks you or thinks you're wrong. Just start talking to Jesus. Read about Jesus. Absorb yourself in the most loving, peaceful, graceful motherfucker to ever exist. He stood up to this world and was willing to be hated, in order to defend you. He was murdered by this world, so that you could have the courage and freedom to face your own shit, and die to this world, and follow Him. Turn your eyes upon Jesus. Look full in His wonderful face. And the things of earth will grow strangely dim, in the light of His glory and grace. All glory and honor to the Most High God,